I have a nice piece of beef brisket here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour some olive oil over the top of it. All my veggies will be getting baked in this later as well. Then I'm just going to put some pepper over it. And then I've got some garlic salt. And then I have just the garlic powder. And I'm just going to cover this with foil and I'm just going to pop it in the oven now. It's 2 o'clock, so I'm just going to put it on low and let it cook. And I'm going to be steaming some cauliflower and some beans, and I've washed and prepped all my pumpkin and potato, so that's ready to go straight into the baking dish when it's ready. And then I have washed and just chopped the little end bits off the Brussels sprouts, and they will go in, they'll get baked but not till later after the potatoes and pumpkin have been in for quite a bit. Delicious gravy. Oh my god, I've showed this before what one this is. It's so delicious. I'll show you this in case you missed that vlog. So it is makes 20 litres, 2 kilos. I got this for $20 from the Spud Shed, but they're up around, I've seen them in there since then, they're up around the $28-ish mark. Definitely say that doing what you have in your pantry, like you're only cooking from what you have, is the way to go, because you just, like, some of the stuff gets wasted. And I put my spring onion out the fridge earlier. That's actually come up pretty good. Put it in just a thing with water in it, and it's come up quite good. I'll sort that out tomorrow. I'll chop the end bits off and put them in my soup stock, and then I'll sort the other bits out for whatever I want to use it for this week. Okay, we are having burritos tonight. So in my bowl here I have some rice with a can of drained corn and rinsed and drained black beans. And I've just put my leftover roast meat in here, and I've got a can of tomatoes and a jar of salsa in here as well. Normally I have shredded meat in the freezer, just use whatever you have on hand. And in this little bowl I've got some ground garlic, some paprika, some taco seasoning, some salt, and just a mix of cumin and coriander together. And I'm just going to put that in here and give it a good mix. And then I'm just going to put it on slow cook for about 4 hours. Or you could put it in your pressure cooker and you could do it for probably about 20 minutes. You just want to do it till your meat pretty much falls apart. This is my Instapot that I bought from Big W. It cost me $69 and it's the best 69 bucks I've ever spent. And then once it's done and all the meat's all shredded, then you're just going to mix this whole lot in with the rice and the beans and the corn. And I grate some cheese into it, just like maybe a whole cup of grated cheese. And then make the burritos up and pop them in the oven. And they are absolutely beautiful, and they're even good for leftovers for the next day for lunch. And tonight's dinner, I baked some salmon in the oven, just put some olive oil on there, seasoned it up, and I made a beautiful salad and just some avocado on the side and some fresh dill. And of course I made me a salad for tomorrow, and I'm putting some beautiful dressing on there, which is Dijon mustard, whole grain mustard, some vinegar and some honey. Oh my god, it's absolutely delicious. So tonight's dinner, I've just made up the pizzas that I got. The pizza bases reduced at Aldi for $2.10 for 2 of them. They're really big. Nice base on them. Did like Hawaiians for the kids, and hubby's has got chili flakes, tomato paste, salami, ham, mushrooms, capsicum, onion. Absolutely beautiful. And for my dinner, I cooked a little rump steak. I've got a piece in the bag here that hubby can take to work tomorrow. I baked some Brussels sprouts, some capsicum, a little bit of onion and some zucchini in the oven with a little bit of salt and pepper and ground garlic. And I've got a little lunch for tomorrow. And I did a gravy with some mushrooms in it as well. So I'll just pop that on top, and that will be my dinner for tonight. On tonight's menu, we have some beautiful crumbed pork schnitzels that I got from the Spud Shed marked down. They are really, really good. I've got some mashed beans, broccoli, some sweet potato that I baked in the oven, and just these little buns to go with it. And my oldest son, who wasn't meant to be here, he was going to his mates, but he's waiting for clothes to dry. Just did him up a quick dinner. Didn't have enough mash, so I gave him some pasta that I quickly cooked up. And I've got some of the beautiful gravy. This one here. I'm just going to pop that on the table because then people are going to eat their sweet potato bits and then add gravy if they want to after. So that is our Thursday night's dinner. And for tonight's dinner, it is my son's 17th birthday. So we are having people over for dinner, and I'm doing these two chooks. So the first one I'm doing, this one is Moroccan seasoning all over it. And this chook here, I have just put taco seasoning all over this one. I'll probably use a bit of this chicken towards tonight's meal as well. But I'm just going to cover this up and pop it in the fridge to marinate before cooking it later. For my Moroccan chicken that I'm doing, these are the vegetables that I've done to put underneath the chooks. And I've got some sultanas, some spring onion, about 3 brown onions, a couple of capsicums, some sweet potato, some apple, green apple in there, some salt and pepper, and some garlic, ground garlic. So yeah, I'm just going to pop it all into the chook, and then that one's going to go in the oven as well. I am doing a beautiful chorizo pasta. It's absolutely delicious. So in the frying pan, I have got some onion and capsicum in there with some olive oil. And this is 2 chorizos I chopped straight in the middle and then just into little slices. They're already done, obviously. Took them out, don't want to overdo them. So I'm just going to cook this down a little bit, and then I'm going to add pretty much, it's a whole big, probably half a kilo of mushrooms, but put however many you like. That's what I've got, that's what I'm using. I'm going to put garlic in here, but you don't want to put garlic in any dish too early because it just burns and it gets a nasty bitter kind of taste to it. So always put your garlic in later. I've got a big pot on the back here with some water and about a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to boil up for the pasta. I'm going to put some minced garlic in next. And you're always got to do a bit of garlic and a little bit more because it's cootie weather. And I'm also going to dip all my mushies in there. Give that a good stir. I'm going to put some paprika in here. Wouldn't really matter what paprika you use. But don't be shy. And I'm also going to put some salt in here, a bit of pepper. This is hubby's dish, so just going to sprinkle some chili flakes in there, just a few. The pasta water's boiling, so I'm going to tip in a whole pack of spiral noodles. If you don't want to use spaghetti for this dish, you definitely want to use a spirals or some sort of shell like that would be really good. Give that a little bit of a stir so it doesn't get all stuck together. And that will take about 12 minutes to cook. It smells so delicious. Waiting for my mushrooms to come down a little bit more than that. They're still a little bit burnt for my liking. They will cook down, but yeah, I'd rather fry them off a little bit, get some real good flavour in there before I add anything else. So the mushrooms are where I like them right about now. So I've got some sun-dried tomatoes going in, probably about half a cup, I'd say. Didn't really measure it, to be honest. And I'm going to tip a little bit of the oil that was in those in there as well. And I'm also going to add in some dried basil. If I had fresh basil in my garden, I'd definitely add that. But it's all dried, it doesn't like the cold. And I'm also going to add in a little bit of oregano as well. A little bit of extra flavour. Love oregano. And at this stage I'm going to add the chorizo back in as well. So good. Give it a good stir. And then I'm going to add in 280 grams drained grilled artichokes to this as well. And then to this I'm going to add one 400 gram tin of diced tomatoes and just give it a good stir. And then just keep it on low until the pasta's ready. It looks and smells so good. And I've just drained the pasta and I'm just going to tip it in here and then mix it all through. This is what it looks like once it's all mixed through. Absolutely delicious. I've just dished it up on the plate. And then I'm just going to add some beautiful fresh grated Parmesan cheese on the top. You need lots because it's so good. And there is my beautiful chorizo pasta. Bon appetit, my sweeties. Tonight's dinner we are having some salmon. I just baked it in the oven and then I did some vegetables on the side. So I just put some olive oil in the pan and just cooked some zucchini, capsicum and onion. And once it was done, once it was nearly cooked, I put some ground garlic in there, salt, and then I just put a little bit of feta over the top of it. And then I just got some beautiful dill from my garden. I love heaps of dill and I love heaps of lemon. That's tonight's dinner. And the last dinner for my weekly meals that I'm showing you is I got some beautiful bits of frozen barramundi and I put them in my Instapot on steam. Cooked them in there and they are so beautiful. Just took the skin off them. And I cooked some pasta and I mixed some sun-dried tomato pesto through it. And it's got some fresh parmesan on top and just a nice piece of lemon on the side. Thank you so much for watching my what we eat in the week. Give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye.